Good Monday morning, stepsons. Some motivation with Stepdad. I had a question from Talen in Michigan about how he can be more decisive, particularly about his future. And Talen, I think there's really two questions in that one question. One is being more decisive, and the other one is more about your future. So decisiveness in general can be a challenge. It's interesting because in Napoleon Hill's book, Think and Grow Rich, he talks about how the people that he interviewed that were really successful were very decisive. They were quick to make decisions and slow to change their minds. Now, whether that's a good thing or not, obviously he thought it was. One of the reasons we don't like to make decisions is because we feel like it's going to constrain us. If I've got all these options and I have to choose one of them, well then I can't do all the other ones. That's actually the root of the word decision, means to cut off other options. And that feels like I'm constraining myself. So that may be one reason you don't want to make a decision. But realize that your decision doesn't have to be permanent. It might help you to make decisions to realize that I can decide to do this and I'm going to commit to do it. But if I get far enough down the road and realize it's not the best choice, I can still change. It doesn't have to be for the rest of my life necessarily. I don't know if that helps or not, but hopefully you realize that if you're hesitating making decisions because you don't want to give up any of the other options, then you're probably not going to do any of them anyway, and you're going to go nowhere on all of the things that you'd like to do. So you're better off to decide and do it. And just realize if it makes it easier, you can change your mind later. I say that, I don't want you to be wishy-washy about your decisions. Be committed to your decisions, okay, Talen? Now, the second part of that question was about your future. I want to invite you to do an exercise. I've made a worksheet that is now wet from my hands to help you find your purpose or discover your purpose. It's going to be part of the book, The Map to Manhood, which is going through the publishing process. In the meantime, you can download that worksheet that I just held up. There will be a link in the description where you can get that worksheet. And now, Talen, what I would ask you to do is go through and do what's in the worksheet. And what it says is, asks you some questions. Where do you want to be in a year? Where do you want to be in 5 years? And where do you want to be in 10 years? Maybe even 20 years? And write those things down. That is going to help you get clarity. If you're living from day to day and you're not, getting through school, I think you said you're 21 in your message. So you're probably through high school. If you're not going to college and you're not working on a degree, maybe you are, I don't know. If you don't have a direction, then you're floundering. So if you take a minute and think, where do I want to be in 5 years? A lot of people will talk in income, how much do I want to make in 5 years? I think it's more important to think about what you want to be doing and accomplishing and what good do you want to contribute to the world the next 5 years or 10 years or 20 years. And that will give you some direction for what you want to do. Now, if that leads you to an educational track that you need to do, then you'll start working in that direction, and you need to realize that. If maybe you want to be married and start a family and be living in your own home in 10 years, maybe 5 years, okay? Well, it's going to take a certain amount of income. You're going to have, if you're not dating anyone, then you're going to have to learn how to date. You're going to need to be more responsible. If you're going to have those things, then perhaps you are now. So that will drive you, that'll give you a direction for what you need to be doing ultimately day to day. So get that worksheet, download it, and fill it out. Hopefully that will help. A little bit of motivation from Stepdad for you, Talen, in Michigan, and for everybody else that's watching this video.
Always remember, you got a dad that loves you.
I'll see you on the next video.